Oleksandr, to an extent, operated with some of the greatest champions in this boxing training, but produced some of the most versatile.
After I go Alexander was the fight in Philadelphia.
You do. Keep his mind sharp so he can quickly adapt when in the ring.
For my motion, I lost weight. Now I feel good.
Oleksandr Usyk is not your typical boxing superstar. Outside the ring, he seems calm, gentle, and often playful. A man with a quick smile and a quiet confidence. But once the gloves go on and the bell rings, everything changes. The cheerful Ukrainian transforms into a silent storm. His movements sharpen, his eyes narrow, and the ring becomes his hunting ground. He doesn't just fight, he dissects his opponents, breaking them down piece by piece. Those who mistake his kindness for weakness always regret it. Over the years, a line of overconfident fighters have mocked, taunted, and underestimated him. But one by one, they all learn the same harsh lesson. Disrespecting Usyk never ends well. Before facing Usyk in November 2018, British boxer Tony Bellew.
What sparked it?
Yeah, first my tattoo, it was bad idea because it's like a protest for my father.
Was on top of the world. He had captured the WBC cruiserweight title and twice beaten the former heavyweight champion, David Haye. Brimming with confidence, Bellew spoke as though his victory over Usyk was already written in history. He boasted, "Do I think I'll lose? Absolutely not. I'm going to stop him. I'm going to break his heart. I'm going to take all 4 belts and bring them home to Liverpool." Bellew promised chaos, blood, and war, but Usyk remained his usual composed self. When fight night came, Bellew started strong, snapping sharp jabs and showboating for the crowd. He thought he had cracked the Usyk code, but calm waters hide dangerous currents. As the rounds went on, Usyk's rhythm began to build like a rising tide. His punches grew heavier, his timing deadlier. By the 8th round, the difference in class became clear. Usyk landed a lightning-fast combination that sent Bellew crashing down, ending the fight in brutal fashion. The self-proclaimed belt robber had been silenced, and Usyk stood tall as the undisputed cruiserweight king. Argentina's Cesar the Dream Killer Krenz was known for ruining the ambitions of young fighters. He was tall, powerful, and fearless, exactly the type who liked to test himself against anyone. When he faced Usyk, he didn't bother with trash talk before the fight. But inside the ring, his arrogance came alive. Krenz mocked Usyk, made faces, and pretended to shrug off punches like they were mosquito bites. Usyk, unfazed, continued to stalk his prey. Round after round, his precision wore Krenz down until the mocking stopped. Then came the punishment. Usyk dropped him with a clean combination, but the Argentine managed to beat the count. His relief was short-lived. A perfectly timed liver shot followed, folding him in half. The referee didn't need to count.
I guess it's to last my fight with Dubois. Next, I don't know who. I talk to you, it's after this fight. It's in my life.
The Dream Killer had been humbled by the master of calm destruction. Before fighting Usyk in 2017, Marco Huck had built a reputation as one of the toughest men in boxing. A veteran warrior and former world champion, he thrived on chaos, turning every bout into a brawl. When he met Usyk, Huck thought experience and grit would be enough. At the start, Huck tried to bully the Ukrainian, using rough tactics and even hitting Usyk while he was down. A blatant foul that only fueled Usyk's anger. That was the moment everything changed. Usyk began to take apart the veteran with cold precision. His combinations sliced through Huck's defense, round after round. By the 10th, Usyk unleashed a storm of punches that left the referee no choice but to step in. Huck had come in as a proud veteran, but left broken and beaten. His toughness no match for Usyk's skill. When Usyk was still an up-and-coming professional, he faced South Africa's Daniel the Kid Brewer, a fighter with 24 wins and 21 knockouts. Brewer didn't just believe he could beat Usyk, he mocked him. During the early rounds, he grinned and laughed, waving off punches as if to say, "Is that all you got?" But Usyk wasn't amused. With every round, his punches grew heavier and more precise. The laughter faded. The swagger vanished. By the 7th round, Brewer was a shell of the confident man who had entered the ring. Usyk finished him cleanly, showing that even early in his career, he had the discipline and patience of a master. British heavyweight Derek Chisora is known as one of boxing's wildest characters. Loud, unpredictable, and aggressive, Chisora thrives on chaos. Before fighting Usyk, he was in full showman mode, dancing, shouting, and stealing every spotlight he could find. At the weigh-in, he barked and joked, determined to get under Usyk's skin. But when the fight began, all the noise faded. Usyk made him miss, countered sharply, and picked him apart with surgical accuracy. Chisora charged forward again and again, eating clean punches but refusing to back down. His toughness kept him upright, but that was all it did. By the end, he looked like a man chasing shadows. Usyk's speed, footwork, and intelligence made it clear. Raw aggression couldn't touch refined skill. When the final bell rang, even Chisora knew who had owned the night. Daniel Dubois was a young, hungry heavyweight with knockout power and a loud mouth to match. Before his fight with Usyk, Dubois was full of confidence. "It's my time," he said. "I'm younger, stronger, and I'm going to unleash hell on this guy." During the fight, a controversial 5th-round moment saw Dubois drop Usyk with a body shot that was ruled a low blow. Dubois and his team protested, claiming it should have been a legal knockdown. But when the fight resumed, Usyk punished the challenger with ruthless precision. He broke Dubois down, piece by piece, until a crushing left hand ended the night. The win was clouded by debate, but Usyk didn't care. He had survived, adapted, and finished the job like a champion. Months later, the two met again in a rematch. Once again, Dubois promised destruction, calling Usyk an old man who was blocking his path. But history repeated itself. Usyk taught the young lion another painful lesson, dismantling him in just 5 rounds and becoming a 3-time undisputed champion, the first in boxing history. And then came the biggest test of all, Tyson Fury, the Gypsy King. For years, fans dreamed of this fight, Fury's size and showmanship against Usyk's skill and precision. When the bout was finally announced, Fury unleashed a flood of insults. He mocked Usyk's size, his appearance, even his earrings. He called him a rabbit and a sausage, boasting that he'd knock him out easily. But while Fury talked, Usyk planned. On fight night, the Ukrainian ignored every taunt and focused on execution. Fury started strong, using his jab and size advantage, but Usyk never panicked. His movement frustrated the giant, his timing perfect. As the rounds wore on, Fury began to slow, his face marked by swelling and fatigue. Then came the 9th round. Usyk exploded with a furious combination that sent Fury stumbling across the ring, crashing into the ropes. The referee called it a knockdown. Fury survived to the final bell, but his reign as the lineal heavyweight king had ended. By split decision, Oleksandr Usyk was crowned the first undisputed heavyweight champion of the 4-belt era. A feat no man had achieved before, the quiet warrior had conquered the loudest man in boxing. From bellow to fury, from brash talkers to bullies, every man who underestimated Oleksandr Usyk paid for it inside the ropes. He is living proof that true power doesn't need to shout. Usyk doesn't fight for fame, money, or attention. He fights for mastery, for the art of boxing itself. His discipline, precision, and patience have turned him into a modern legend. Usyk's story is more than a list of victories. It's a lesson to never mistake silence for fear or humility for weakness. Because behind that playful smile lies one of the sharpest minds and fiercest spirits in all of boxing. So, which of Usyk's triumphs gave you the most satisfaction? Was it Bellew's collapse, Fury's downfall, or Dubois' second humiliation? Whichever it was, one thing's certain. Every man who disrespected Usyk eventually learned the same painful truth. You can't mock a master and expect to survive the lesson.